Welcome to the Tribe UG podcast, episode number 10, season 3. If you've been following us, it's episode number 30 in the entire installment. So it's a big one.
Nice.
This is the age where they'll be telling you, what's a D? So in brief, sponsors, what it is.
That's not our relationship.
But yeah, guys, thanks for supporting. Thanks for rocking with us. And yeah, we are back again. And also, Ian managed to make it. He's with us today.
Yep.
Ian, welcome.
What up? Good to be back. It's been, 2 weeks? While I was away, you guys hosted Navio. You didn't tell me. I found out on release day. It's okay. The behind the scenes guy decided to twin in the other shots. No one told me.
You decided to twin with Felix. No one told us.
No, he told me that the magic, the money, the influence is in the shots. So when I went to pick him today, I checked and
Anyone who knows me knows I can't say stuff like that. Mark.
So Damzi is not there.
You first.
The Count Markula in the building. Thanks for rocking with us. 30 over 30, those things, what? We're here for yet another episode, and we'd like to just thank the people that have been sending some money all this time, because you all have been real ones. Like all of you that are sending money to 624404, we sent you. Please keep it up.
Hi guys, Damzi here, episode 10.
Yay.
And collectively episode 30.
Yes.
It's exciting to be here.
Yep.
We have the twins on the other end. Those of you who are going to see the visual, you will know what I'm talking about. But also we have a guest somewhere, but I'll hand it over to Felix
You
to
don't want to
introduce.
guest to your right?
No, listen. We have a guest somewhere, okay? That's all you need to know. Yeah.
Like,
Normally we don't do retakes. But this time we are doing another take with Abaasa. It's a guest once again on the podcast.
Wow.
Abaasa, welcome, man.
Yeah, this same was hard. Yeah, we had
it was inevitable.
We need to redeem ourselves.
Yeah, Abaasa is back again for another chat about the music industry, specifically record labels. But before we get all the way that side, as usual, guys, the week. How has it been? And your theme song for the week?
so the thing is very simple. We've all had whatever week we've had. Find a Ugandan song that's in tune with the type of week
I
that
thought
you
you were
had.
going to answer for all of us. But
I know.
I
don't want to
was
think.
like, thank you.
We should start with.
No. My week was okay. Not every week complaining. Yeah. Not every week complaining. My week was good. I don't know this song. Twende to party because the week was good. The week
I
was
thought the
good.
say everything was kawa.
No.
I didn't thought about that one.
No. I needed to motivate myself. It was a
Diversify
good
my
week. I don't have
song.
any complaints.
Abaasa, sir.
The week was very challenging. And then there are 2 songs I've been listening to, so that's what came to mind. One Bite. Do you know One Bite?
Vinka.
Yeah. Sabanumeko One Bite. Oh, but so wokabu
He's a
2
Vinkist.
bites.
He's a Vinkist.
I think wow. I don't know how that relates to the week, but like,
that's the song.
yeah, that's the song.
okay.
I also
One
listen
week
to
in one bite. Sorry.
feed. Yeah, there you go.
That's one way.
Connection.
That's
And
my
then Feedback by Malcolm. I also listened to that one. It's a very interesting video. I would watch it
After
again.
taking
Yeah.
one bite, he gave feedback.
Mark, go to the corner.
I know,
Someone chase
these
Mark.
ones are too many.
You go.
I know that you are talking too much. Mark. This thing too chaotic.
Felix knows that if it's here, then it reaches him. So he's like, let's throw it back. No, the reason I'm being chaotic is I started the week very sick. Like I was suffering over there. And right now I've found a little bit of myself back. So I'm going to be disturbing you guys. But yeah, the song, because of the week that I had, the song is Dagala. Because the whole week I was on Dagala. The whole week I was just there like that.
No, that song continues with Sebo Nteka Mutima Go.
Well,
So I'm sure I'm not considering the doctor.
But
Ian.
well, mine are two.
yeah, for the 2 weeks, yeah. Sorry.
One is Air UG
Okay.
for
Wait,
some.
when you were where you were catching flights, you didn't tell us.
That's airport taxi, no?
No, clear
No,
cut.
the clear cut.
Oh.
Yeah,
AUG.
Catch flights, not emotions. What?
Yeah.
captions.
Oh,
And the other one is by Aziz Azion. That it's Nkumilo Mukwano.
So deep. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyway, as
So-
we know why, but I love your choices.
yeah.
I hope they watch.
Yeah, sending those mails and sending dedicated.
Trunks.
But yeah, so also me two tunes. One, you know that song of King Sam, Murirwana Rariro. There's a new chick that moved in our neighborhood.
Ocho.
Okay.
So Murirwana, anytime now.
Kavi neighbor.
Those things. Then the other one is Afazali Nkuloga.
Still for the
Oh, the
Mulirwana.
neighbor, right?
That neighbor is in trouble.
What's happening here?
No, not for the Murirwana. There's something that's happening. Yeah? During the course of the week. And I'm like, you know what? I can no longer judge guys who bewitch other people.
Because you felt like you.
I promise you actually send that text, man. Now I see how people will be with. I read the text and I'm
I
like,
was like, no, I understand how guys become what?
Which doctor?
Which doctors? I'm like, I know, I get it. I no longer judge chaps.
And you know our producer Hassan from the family Hassan has witch doctor vibes. So
they're saying that because it's not here.
Yeah. That's the only reason why I can say that to
Yeah,
you.
but aside from that also, that song is actually toxic. Like, if you think about it, the guy, the chick.
But
was
you
like,
guys know the
Yeah.
story. Do you know what
My
happened?
friend.
His chick actually came back from the UK,
Yeah,
and there was a whole story in the
there was a
media,
whole-
and apparently he actually
There was a whole
does the
bewitching.
damn thing.
Yes.
Like I was like, wow, people sing from actual
Wait,
experience.
so he sang before the thing
He
or
sang,
after?
so the song came out,
Hey,
it
he
became a
first
hit
sang.
one. So then the chick comes back from the UK, she's like, oh my god, this guy,
Yeah.
he uses witchcraft. I was like, my god.
You see, that's how they're going to use. That's how they're going to use witchcraft on our pod.
Yeah.
But let's stop there.
And that's the wrap up of
Yeah,
the
that's
week.
the week. What a week.
What a week.
Also during the week, hip hop in general made 50 years.
yep.
Ooh.
And given that we are a hip hop platform, we have to sort of like celebrate it.
Yeah.
And to celebrate it, I wanted to ask each one of you your top 5
Allah.
rappers.
5 is, man, I don't like
Dead or
top
alive.
questions.
Global.
I don't like top
Has this
questions.
become trivia?
For purposes of time, let's do global.
Okay.
Or for purposes of celebrating Uganda,
Yeah.
let's do Ugandan rappers.
Can we reduce
I
the
mean-
number
No
to
order,
3?
no
Can we
order.
say 2?
No,
No.
Can we say our 2
No, that guy is
favorites?
going to say that
No,
brother
let's-
and Navi.
And
And that's-
Navi.
And
For political reasons.
No, let's do
I don't think
5
you should
global, but you
participate.
must have a Ugandan somewhere.
We are Ugandans.
Are you the
Jay is not going to watch this pod.
No,
What
but
are you saying?
eh,
Don't
Are
block
you-
our blessings. Your
That's him
witchcraft.
from witchcraft.
That's your witchcraft.
no, let's do global. But you must have some Africans in there.
Okay, let's do this.
okay.
3 Ugandans, 2 global.
Okay.
3 Ugandans. That's a bit difficult.
And the beauty about it, I won't ask you why. So
Okay.
Ugandans, obviously Navio. The Myth. Taka HT.
Gasp.
no flex.
Gas? Because, no, I'm surprised you didn't say Benny. Blizzak, sorry.
Blizzak is diaspora. So
So he's still on your list anyway.
yeah, then global. I think given how much they influenced me, I'd choose Bow Wow and Drake.
Bow Wow and?
Drake.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Abaasa.
So funny, I worked in a hip hop studio, record label. So I first got into the thing there. So I think I found Drake stuff really cool because he had a very good mix between voice and rap.
For clarity purposes,
Yeah.
this record label is in Uganda or
It's in Uganda. Let's go Dustville Records. Yeah. And then I think Navio's work ethic is like second to none.
For sure.
I love Taka's hard bars. Play One is also really good.
Those are 3 on the UG, so 1 more on the international.
One more can I do another Ugandan?
Do another UG?
Yeah.
Even
You're
better.
a guest.
Okay, so
You can't even
what
decide.
are the lines of hip hop? Because I'll tell you why. Because Malcolm guy, it might not be hip hop, but like there is a creativity there that's kind of hip hop that like no one is doing at all. Like no one is actually like embodying characters or just like talking about Waraji, and like
Laba Waraji.
yeah.
G.
So yeah, those are my 5. Yeah.
Okay. UG. Definitely Navio.
Yep.
Taka, also because he's awesome.
Shut
so
up.
that's a very biased, but correctly biased view. And the myth. I would say the myth.
And then the international.
International. I've always been a fan of MC Light. From from way back. So I really, really used to like dig her music. And Nas.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
I'm here to
You're
shock
shocked
you.
that he's on the list, or you're shocked that
That it's
He's
me.
on-
she's on her list?
she's not on the pod by mistake.
My UG is going to be very similar to a number of people because I think Ian and Damsey have said exactly the same, and that's the same for me. It's Navio, The Myth, and Taka for a very long time.
Yeah.
I have really enjoyed a lot of the work there. And international, I list like people who do stuff that I like. I'll pick Kendrick and Jay-Z.
For whatever reason.
No one does. Okay,
Yes, I've
good,
kept
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
You see, Damsey, I can show you straight.
You struggled, but you'll try. I saw that
I think we
pain.
can take
Over
move
to
on.
you.
Sure. And you?
Bigger please, bigger please.
Who you-
You said
I know
it.
Jay-Z is on your list.
Want them in your voice.
You say them.
My voice.
We want them in your voice.
Let me ask
Put your chest out,
don't
name
ask
names,
me
and
to
point
answer.
fingers.
This is a legit question.
Uh-huh.
Like, let's say you enjoy the odd catalog of someone, but now you don't enjoy what they are doing. Can you say the odd someone? Or why
Just
you
say
You
but
say-
that- we're not asking
You-
for
you are-
reasons,
you say.
explanation. You
Yeah.
just
You just say the
What are your
person.
rules?
You can say so and so from 1940 what?
Let me see. I have Jay-Z on there.
Of course.
I have a.k.a. on there, rest in peace.
Oh.
I have Clear Cut on there. I have.
I think that's
how many
cheating.
are
He has
Those are
chat.
3.
That's cheating.
Those are 5. Those are 5.
there?
One to go.
All GNL.
Ah.
Mark, I have an honorable mention. Trey when he raps.
Those are our problem songs.
Betray songs.
Okay, great song.
Like
Betray
it's a
songs.
betray
So he
songs.
raps.
Oh, yeah.
When he does,
When he
yeah,
does,
he-
my God.
Yeah, but
He does the damn
happy
thing.
50 years of hip hop. If you're watching, please, even you in the comment section, let us know your top 5. If EC is not on, say EC is not on.
Wait, they'll mute our mics. Please, leave
But
this out of
please,
this.
let us know who are your top 5 Ugandan and out there.
I actually
Yeah.
did try rapping a bit. Yeah.
It didn't work out.
No, it's still working. My stage name was Lil Rice.
Lil Rice.
Yeah. Kachere Katini. You know? A little bit. So my specialty was like ad libs. Yo, like if you need that. But if you want ad libs, guys out there, if you're looking for ad libs,
Holla at Lil
you know,
Rice.
I got it
You
like.
see, like how there's that Jay-Z and Beyonce, where they have the Migos guys just for ad-libs. So, like, yeah, guys, just holla at Abaasa, he got you. Just be like, that's
Sumbis.
I've actually done several songs. This is not like a
I would
joke.
really want to
but
hear
back
some of
end,
your-
all of Baru's,
your rap.
most of Baru's stuff. He has some very interesting ad libs.
You're the one, eh?
So what's your intro?
But you just have a uwara.
I didn't go that
Like
far in
someone
my
sprinkling rice on a
Actually, I
plate.
hadn't got that far in my career.
Can you give us like a
Absolutely.
few bars of Lil Rice?
career.
Yeah,
So someone has to rap first. So then.
Lil Rice is an ad-lib.
Yeah, I'm an ad-lib guy.
Don't do it.
Okay,
don't
one
do
of
it,
one of
don't do
you.
it.
Hi, Polo. Give us something.
It's been freaking years. I can't rap
Okay,
anymore.
give us
Rap
something.
anymore.
Yeah, don't do it.
Eh?
Don't drop it up. Don't put
Give
it
us
up.
a
Yeah,
drip.
that's
I don't think I know a Drake
Yeah, that's
verse.
a clip.
A Jay-Z verse.
Yeah, that's a clip.
Jay-Z. I don't know Jay-Z.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
wait,
wrong.
shit. I know a Jay-Z
Yeah.
verse.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm in the zone. I'm in the zone.
Yeah.
Do it.
I don't want to do it.
Lil Rice had charged you.
I
Was
know, I was
ready.
ready. Okay, let's go, Mark.
What do you mean, Mark? What are we
Give
talking
us
about?
something.
Let's
Like,
go. Let's go.
let's go.
He said he came from Jamaica. He owned a couple acres,
Yep.
a couple of so he never got his papers. Gave up on love.
Yeah.
Fucking with the heartbreakers.
Yeah,
But he
yeah.
ain't making money with the movers.
Pew,
and the
pew, pew,
shakers.
pew,
He
pew,
was-
Those were coins dropping. Because said money. Those were coins, guys.
Hold on. The stuff,
Done.
wait, the stuff Abaasa was doing, that's the verse.
Lil Rice is an ad-lib artist.
Even anybody's looking for some bars.
Oh, ad-libs.
How many minutes are we do this podcast? So where it's going?
Like, listen, guys. Today, I can't even explain. No, but like, this is just like real quick though. You know, we had Abaasa here last time. Felix decided to tell us he went to music school, which he didn't. And we talked like a lot of serious things, and I wanted people to see the Lil Rice side. I'm very happy it came out because I watched an interview the other day and question one. So tell us about the man, the man behind the machine. You know, tell us about Abaasa. Who is Abaasa? And he answered, I like cats.
That's true.
I'm a
yeah.
crazy cat person.
That's true.
Yeah,
You've always been a cat person.
So
I hate cats. Oh my
it's,
God. But like in my head, I was like, what a great
man.
answer.
I would have said cat lady, but like,
I
cat
was,
man.
I was like, I was
Meow,
hooked.
meow.
I was ready for the interview.
Hold on.
What is it?
Yeah, that's it. Lil Meow Meow.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Wow, that was catastrophic. I'm sorry.
I think let's swiftly move on.
No.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back.
No.
Sorry, Mark, as you were.
No.
Back to you.
No, I was here trying to say I was very intrigued after the whole, the whole cat situation. I'm like, that's a dope answer. Like, I hate cats, but that's a dope answer. Because I feel like I'm like, now I can be hooked and let's get into this interview. And on that note, we have gone through Rice. We have gone through
Cats.
Hip hop.
a crazy week. We have gone through hip hop. I'm like, okay, now back to the man behind the machine.
Back to Abaasa. Abaasa, well, last time when you were here, we touched a few things of the industry, and one of them was a record label. And we asked you from a perspective of someone who wants to set up, like, in terms of like what should they look out for. But today we want to sort of like take it apart from a different different stakeholders, like from their view. And from where I want to start from is someone who has some cash, and he's seeing all the success of artists, and he's looking at how artists are booked every week, especially now, like for you, who is from Swangz Avenue, you have like Vinkist here.
Yeah.
Vinka is booked every weekend, Azau is booked every weekend, and they are looking at it in the sense that this thing can make some money, and they have some cash, they have some stash of bullion there still.
Regardless of how they got it. But they have it.
And he's back.
So for me, I want you to, like, he has come to you, he's like, hey, Abaasa, I want to do this record label thing.
Yeah.
How do you start to advise him? Like, how do you want him to, how can you say, like,
I think a lot of people think there is like science, should I say? Like there are like 7 billion ways of being alive, that type of thing. So it's, if you're passionate, right, that's the first thing. You know that, okay, I'm passionate about creating art, creating culture, seeing how things move, how I can shape the narrative, blah, blah, blah. Then you start. The important thing is to start. And maybe a good place to start would be, you're looking to make money or just on vibes?
Make money.
Okay.
we have enough
Return
vibes.
on investment.
Okay,
It's time for money.
if you're looking to make money, find a gap first.
Yeah.
So, like any other business, you need to first see, like, everyone's selling oranges, buy mangoes, right? and then how do I make them different? How do I make it unique? How do I do business development on mangoes? I know it's a stupid analogy, but I shouldn't have gone with fruits. But I don't know where to go. Yeah, so like, how do I develop that mango, and then what's like the trend going, globally? How do I build that audience? So important thing is find out, is there a gap? Once you identify that gap, then start building. So that's where the kind of artist development comes in. So someone might come in and they're very good at singing, but then you don't necessarily need a good singer. You might need a sexy video vixen who can sing. That's the gap. You get what I mean?
Okay.
So if that's the gap, then that's where your money is. It doesn't make sense to go this other route hoping that it will somehow catch on. And then start selling. Put your mangoes out there. Make sure that like they are looking shinier than the others. Make sure that they're everywhere. Try new different ideas. Instead of doing supermarkets, now do the markets downtown. Then be like, okay, I'm going to put my mangoes in a restaurant, and let me make a deal with Tribe so that they put my mangoes on their show, so that I get more. I'm using the whole fruit thing, but
we're stuck to it.
You get me?
Once you commit, you commit.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only way. That's the only way.
Commit to your mangoes.
Yeah.
No, but in as much as someone is setting up and you have the funds to set up, what's more important, the human resource or the equipment?
Equipment in what sense?
Because you're setting up a studio.
Okay, I mean, setting up a studio is different from a label.
Yeah.
Yes, you're setting up a studio.
Okay,
and
let's
you want
say.
to, of course.
Okay, let's say you're setting up a studio.
Yeah, you
okay.
want to do the whole thing.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Maybe let's differentiate.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So is the studio part of the label?
Yes.
Okay.
So what's in a label? What's in a record label?
By the
I think
way,
let's
that's a
start
good
there.
place
Like,
to
what is? We hear a record label, we are acting intelligent, but what is it?
So there are a couple of things. You have, of course, the commercial, like the regular admin stuff, right?
Okay.
Legal, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like legal. That's like day-to-day operations.
Admin, HR,
Then you have finance as well, which is in that. And then you have the talent side, right? So this is like, who are you on your roster? Which products are you trying to sell? And then you have the people who sell them, guys who are in marketing. Then you have the people who promote them, guys who are in quote-unquote sales. And then there's this department called A&R, which is like research and development. So how do you find a good song? How do you find a good, talent, whatever? And then I guess business development. How do you keep the thing moving? So that's basically what makes up a record. It's like any other business.
Okay.
The only difference is you're not selling mangoes.
The product is music and artists.
Yeah.
So you've explained A&R, you've explained finance, legal, but for example, like Skyline Media, this guy is our business development.
Yeah.
So does that also translate to the record label model?
Yeah. I think you just need to keep constantly on top of what's happening. So like in music, you're figuring out what's happening globally, what trends are happening, what's like, right now it's like short form. So it's like, how do I use short form to be able to sell more weddings or whatever. Short form vertical. These are like videos which are shot like that.
The Twitter portrait.
Megamba reels.
So
people are going far. What my reels, guys?
Reels, TikTok, shorts. That's kind of. So right now. So I'll give you a theory. So like there was traditional social media, which was like, I'm in the same group as my friends on Facebook or on whatever. But then I think it got a lot of pushback from the Generation Z because it breeds a lot of like comparison. So like my photo is not as cool as that guy's photo, or my stuff is not as cool as that guy's stuff, or whatever. So maybe over the last 5-10 years, it's been like, how do we get it to be as organic as possible? And so that's how the short form comes in, where it's like someone I can be a content creator. You get, I mean, I don't have filters. I don't, look particularly slay or whatever. So it's like you just put on a camera and like crack a joke or post a photo of yourself. Yeah, exactly. Hi guys, I'm dancing. So it's really low at the barrier of entry, and so that's kind of where a lot of our consumption is now. It's like it's crazy. So by grazing, I mean like you don't necessarily sit on someone's TikTok.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a deep fan, you will, but like most of the times, you're just like
scrolling
same as reels, same as like
YouTube
shorts or whatever. You're not really
Yeah.
like going into someone's. Can I segue into YouTube? Because YouTube has a full ecosystem, so you can get into shorts, but then you can go into the longer form and more interview stuff, and also they have a music aspect, so you can make deeper connections on YouTube. Sorry, I was just plugging YouTube. I'm not working for them or anything, but I think it's one of the best short form platforms. Yeah,
Sure.
Right.
So now the business development guy has to know all these things.
Yeah, just to figure out where are things going, what's looking like it will be the next big thing. I think one of the big things right now on YouTube is lawnmower videos.
Oh yeah.
So people just watch other people mowing
their
lawns.
lawns?
Yeah.
Wow.
Another thing is elevator videos.
Yeah.
Where someone just enters an elevator and then presses a button and then goes up and then comes down and then people come in or people go out, whatever.
What?
And
Like, what? Are we that bored? Are we
so that the content has become so much more diverse, and there's this idea that like because people want more, there's going to be a limit where people are like, we are tired. But the more attention like deficit, the more content you have to keep creating, and so now you find like the audience that actually relates to the elevator videos are autistic people who want a particular structure. Like they want you to press a button and it goes, and then they're like, okay, I'll watch that. That's predictable, and so it's like there are more niche audiences, and so like any person can be a content creator, any person can be a short form person. Yeah,
Let's divert you a bit.
yeah, fair.
Do you think Vine had to suffer for TikTok to prosper?
Vine was so brilliant. Like I thought it was like 6 seconds.
Yeah.
And they would tell whole storylines, and now we just have like a minute, and you're just like, bro, get to the point. And they even have to do like part 2 and like follow me for part 3, and it's like Vine was definitely brilliant. I don't think it had to die, but it had to be there for us to kind of
it was a stepping stone
for the tech guys to be like,
TikTok.
okay,
TikTok guys
let
were
me
like,
see.
Let's see what Vine did
Yeah.
wrong.
Let's
Get it right,
refine
and
it.
then
Yeah.
So now to take you back to Ian's question, now the studio in all that thing you explained, where does the studio fit in?
Yeah.
And is it necessary or it's not?
It's not really necessary, to be honest. Wherever you can create products from, it doesn't matter where. So I'll use like a regular company. You don't necessarily have to be the guy farming the mangoes. So
But you can be the mango company.
yeah, you can just
you
get.
Can see Abaasa once he commits.
Yeah, for sure.
No, so like you can outsource those jobs you get, and it's a lot cheaper to outsource because there are people who produce faster than we do, who produce way more efficient.
Also, they have the.
They already have
land,
everything. You get it. They already have everything. So as opposed to
Yeah.
me investing in getting that, why don't I just invest in the stuff that they are not doing? So like gaps.
Yeah.
I think the gaps goes across even when you're doing the business side.
But if, like Felix said, somebody has the resources, they have the money. So would, as much as a studio is not necessary, but if you have the money, if the money is there, I mean, you're like Felix, you got it from somewhere.
You have the money.
Don't know,
From
right? You got it
CNN or
But
something.
yeah,
The money is
from
yeah, yeah.
From Momo number. What's the Momo number?
4404. That's
Ugandan Revenue Authority. This guy is talking about another Felix.
So if the resources are there, isn't it?
It's still not necessary. Like, I mean, think about it. Like, let's say Elon Musk, he definitely has resource to create an app.
Yeah.
But he bought Twitter.
Yeah, it's not Twitter anymore.
I know, but he
Yeah.
bought Twitter.
We now call them
Videos.
X's.
So when you tweet, you have what? You have X.
You have X.
And when you tweet your ex,
You have XX.
Yeah. but you get what I mean. So it's
you
not
become a mathematician.
do you know-
because even the labels.
But
Like, think about it.
Felix
Yeah.
has no manners. When you post a video with your ex, it's a next video.
No check.
You must.
I didn't say
Well.
But back to the agenda.
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
Deleted 5 minutes of mine. But like even like the major labels could have created a streaming app. You know, they have enough money to do that. Right now they're making like maybe 3 million an hour, something like that. So it's crazy money.
Yeah.
So they don't have they could have created one, but like them partnering with Spotify is like Spotify is already doing the Spotify thing or the DSP thing already very well. So like why not just jump on that and invest in that?
You see, you keep saying things that I want to, and I see if I ask a question, I'm going to divert you from
Yeah.
the topic for, and I'm going to let it slide. But let it slide. Right now, the topic in the entire industry, right?
No, I mean it's still a label topic,
Right now, the
but
topic in the entire industry right now, a lot of the major labels, they're pushing for increment from the streaming platform. The money that they're paying.
Oh, okay, I get you. Yeah, that's more even from not just labels but artists as well. Yeah,
artists as well, but of course the major three are the ones who are going to, once they move, the entire industry is going to move. And the way I see it for me is that, like when the streaming came in, there was a growth.
For sure.
Like
we have plateaued.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you, in your opinion, what do you think? Because I know once they increase the payout, of course the independent artists get to
eat.
Eat. But we are still also in a position where the payout isn't explained. It's not as clear.
There are a lot of hidden contracts.
Exactly. Like
and I think
when you get a report, you see $0.0039, and you're like, but how?
There's a lot of contracts, and I think maybe I'll use this opportunity to shamelessly plug my business workshop, which I host every quarter.
Please go on and do that.
There's one on 18th. I don't know if this episode will be out by then, but you can catch it out on YouTube. I'll think of a way of posting it, but it's to be able to educate artists about stuff like this. There are a lot of contracts between Spotify and the labels because they couldn't just get all the music for free. You get it. There had to be like a payoff or something, and so that ends up cutting down the indie guys. Whatever. Eventually, when they get something, it cuts out their payout. What I think about like increasing price is think about it like, are there any other video platforms that you use apart from, let's say, Netflix?
Like an Amazon, like Disney.
So you'll have like an individual who's spending like $50-$80 on like Disney, Amazon, and whatever,
Prime,
because the video guys have figured it out. For them, it's like they specialize the content, so they don't give it all to Spotify. They'll give like this to Spotify, this to whatever. This, so now someone has to end up, and their prices are what, 10, 15, 20 a month. Whereas music is still stuck on 10 or $9.99. So now the music guys are like, yo, let's pick this price up. But then that differentiation of like product has not yet happened. So maybe Apple is trying like Apple Classical, which is like slightly different. And then they also have podcasts. And then I know Spotify is also doing podcasts. So they're trying to differentiate so that you'll pay like a different thing for this. And then you'll pay an extra thing for this. But right now, all the money is together. The 10 that I spent $10K, which is very funny. If you compare it to like $10.90 or $9.99 whatever, for Spotify, but all my $10K goes to the podcast, it goes to Taylor Swift, it goes to Malcolm guy, it goes to whoever.
So they're all sharing.
They're all sharing that. So that's why this thing of like, okay, so we like the model. Can I get technical a bit? Yeah? So there's another model which is user-centric, which is like, me, if I pay my 10, it only goes to the people I listen to. So now even on my 10, even if I don't listen to Taylor Swift, she's on that 10. It's just based on like a pro rata where like how the number of streams that she gets is how they distribute my 10K. Right. Whereas now the user-centric, which is like kind of Bandcamp, where it's like, let me give my 10K to this band.
Even Deezer.
Even Deezer does a similar model. So guys are like, okay, we don't want to mess with the model. Let's think of making the pie bigger, like how Netflix does it or like how Amazon does it. And so I think those are my thoughts on that. It's like the price has to go up because
guys,
it's a bigger
for
pie.
More of these very technical things that you're hearing, please come to Abaasa's,
business workshop.
Yeah, you have to come to the business workshop.
Next one is on
that
18th.
point, make sure you put the artwork. Let it be there. So that guy is.
Okay, brilliant.
You just have to do that now and not it first.
No, we're going to put subtitles, right?
So
Manager Felix.
Like what's a DSP? What's user-centric? You put like a definition under. Guys, I'm giving you ideas.
Let's first go back to why you are here.
Okay. Sorry, we sidetracked. Let's go back.
Because now I have to behave because in that entire thing,
Yeah.
I said like questions.
Okay. Now we're back. Mangoes.
Itching.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Let's behave.
Mangoes. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go back to mangoes.
Felix is itching because
So now, So now I've gotten my bullion, I've set up the structure, I've set up the people. Now I've gotten the talent. The talent.
Bruce first capture his
So
shoes.
now-
They match the watch.
So I've gotten the talent, right?
Yeah.
And this I'm asking specifically for the talent. Like now I'm signing it to a label. When I sign to a label, there are some compromises I have to make as
For
an
sure,
artist.
yeah.
Like in terms of rights, there's some rights I have to surrender. So first of all, what are those things that you think that within reason to surrender as an artist? Because
Yeah.
we've had stories that hey, I gave them my rights, hey, nyimba zange baganyo zimpa.
Yeah.
But then also, on the other side, also the guy who's going through
Who's putting the
The
money?
business
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
How is
Yeah.
he going to
How is he
recoup
benefiting?
back?
Okay,
especially,
okay.
especially in a Ugandan context.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Them, we are big people, user-centric.
Yeah.
Tuli wano kunkwacho wano.
Yeah.
Rice.
I think the two most important assets are the voice and the face.
Yeah.
So those are things that
Really?
yeah.
The face?
And
Okay.
Namzia's all.
Yeah. So those are the two things that if you're a company, you're investing in.
Okay.
So what do you mean the face?
Like this is like
You're a
rights to put
So-
them on a photo, rights to put them on an image,
I
rights
thought
to
you're discriminating
duplicate.
against our friends who look different.
No, we are all included.
Our
Yeah,
friends,
our friends,
imaginary
friends who are
friends of
special.
Okay, yeah.
In God's eyes, you're still a piece of
we are all
art.
beautiful. Yeah. So no, those are the two most important assets. So you as a company, that's what you want to invest in. And
Stop. Stop.
Yeah.
No, wait, sometimes they asked Benny when we were in school. They asked Benny, "Mbu, how do you vibe someone who's different?"
Yeah.
We tell her,
yeah, someone who's different. That's the most politically
You know
correct
that
thing you have said today.
you have a nice liver. The way you walk, I think your blood flow is accurate.
Yeah.
Oh my
You
god.
are talking like an organ harvest.
I know, right?
Yeah, like a cream.
Look at
Like
that.
some sort of.
Like you're in the
You
black
know.
market in Thailand. And you know,
Someone who's different, they also know you're lying, so you can't overdo it.
Abaasa, back to your- there are
yes,
two
it is.
things,
Yeah,
face
so it's the voice
voice.
and the face.
Yeah.
Those are the two most important things. So you as the company, and I think even you as the artist, you have to think, am I willing to let a percentage of these things go, or am I willing to let all of them go?
Yeah.
And of course, on the back end, now the company is just going to try and make as much money through performances, through T-shirts, through streams, through whatever endorsements, to make sure that they are capitalizing on your voice and your face. Once in a while, you're a good songwriter, so you can also add that as an asset. But it's not a prerequisite that you have to be a good songwriter. Yeah.
On the, you've talked about the face, the brand, that image. I think I've seen, or I'm assuming, there are labels that get an artist and create that. You get like, you take your okay face and sort of, they craft it and make it that. So in that case, doesn't that conversation become a little bit more difficult? Because technically, as the label, I've created this.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes labels pick up artists and they're like, oh, okay, so
I
for
see.
you give
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
so I'm going to mold you into this version
Yeah.
or this like particular direction that I want you. And with that amount of control with a label, and now I'm talking from like, let's say an artist's perspective, like, isn't that a much harder conversation? Because technically you are because
there
of
is,
them.
to be honest, there is something to give up. I would rather have 1% of Adele's catalog than like
that's still a
owning
lot,
100 without the label. You get
That's
it.
still
So
a
there,
lot.
there is that.
Okay.
There is that compromise. That being said, what you're talking about is Motown. So Motown had this model where it was like the guy worked in a Ford
Yeah.
car assembly. So for him, his model was I get the shell and I put the radio, I put the tires, I put whatever. So that's what you're talking about. Where like I find you and you are vibe.
did.
You just
You did.
you're on vibes, and I develop everything I want around you that will make me money. Now the challenge usually comes in later, which is what you're talking about. When the
Yeah.
artist now has seen, oh, I actually have potential to be this thing.
But they've made you.
Yeah.
So you kind
So
of.
there is like that, and a lot of the artists are not very educated about like you would be nothing without the money. You need money for a haircut, you need money for transport, you need money for a good video, whatever. So for them, it's just like, but no, and there's this indie thing recently, ever since Taylor Swift left, whatever, Big Machine, and it's like, I can make it on my own, and that's great. Try that, and like if you can't be able to build those same structures around you
that the label
would have done, and that's kind of what most of the indie artists now are doing, is like they'll know a social media guy, or they'll know a manager who can make those phone calls or pick those phone calls. Even some of the artists are making those negotiations, right? And are getting more educated about what their worth is. But then there are some who are just there, man. Mitiana, I'm a good singer. And then someone sees the potential and they're like, I need to cash in. I can't invest this much in artist development. And then you come and like 2 years later, you're like, I want my rights back. It's like, man. So that's where the Taylor Swift conversation came in, where she was like, she wanted the things back, but then these guys were like, bruh.
After everything?
Like, where are you coming from?
I think I had a lot of he said, she said.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so interesting. It's so interesting when you see that dynamic.
But in our market, does it matter whether you're under a label or you're independent?
No, it doesn't. It shouldn't. You do need money from somewhere. Because it does cost money. Even if you're being booked for a wedding, you need to dress up.
So if you have it, good.
So you do need money from somewhere. I don't know, maybe start a label, maybe sell mangoes, whatever. Do something, but that will give you the fuel, or, just work a 9 to 5, whatever, do the thing.
Yeah.
That will give you the fuel to actually be able to create good products and always show up when you're needed, to always like develop your business, to always market your business, to pay a lawyer, that type of thing. So it's possible to make it on your own, but you need money from somewhere. Yeah.
So we hear of the 360 deals. So because I know you're saying it shouldn't matter here whether you're independent or you're under a label, but those 360 deals, what's that and what advantage? Because the few artists we hear or think have 360 deals seem to be doing better than the chaps who don't. So what's a 360 deal? And
I'm basing most of this discussion from the company's perspective, so you can understand. So I'm not being mean to all the the very creative artists out there. But if I've invested and I know that I'm getting on everything, I'll push even harder. Yeah. But if I know I'm just getting on distribution, I'll just be like, I'll playlist you. Yeah. Cool story. Like you'll get playlisted regardless. Yeah. Or I'll make for you t-shirts because I know I'm only making on merchandise. Yeah. But then all these other things like marketing, like being able to get you to the wedding to sing, being able to make for you a Nassim song or whatever, it's better for the company, or it's more efficient for the company to have a 360 because then they're more motivated to be like, I've invested this amount, I need to get something out. Yeah. For the artists, 360 looks like the devil. But the same Adele example, like I'd rather be Adele and have my 15% of $2 million than like 100% of like, whatever.
2 million.
Yeah, 10K.
Ugandan Setting.
Momo pen number, by the way.
So in brief, you advise like if someone set up a record label in Uganda's climate, Uganda's economy, you advise a 360.
It depends on who you're signing and what gap you're trying to fill. So if you're trying to fill, so there's market segments, this is all across even advertising and whatever. If you're trying to fill Uganda A, Uganda B, Uganda C, whatever, you're fine. You don't necessarily have to do a 360. You'll just do a thing on streaming, you can still be able to earn because the Uganda ABC have Spotify. If you're looking at the people out of town, the people in the suburban areas or whatever, you're thinking about, I need to get those Bivulu, I need to get the weddings, I need to get Nkuka, Vegas chill out, whatever, like anything that. So that's where 360 makes sense. With the guys uptown, you're better off just tapping one thing. You can just say, I want to do merchandise. You get it. I want to do merchandise for, let's say, Cohen or whoever, and you know that he already has a following. You know that people would buy in. All you have to do is make it nice. Invest in the marketing, exactly. Put in the right places, and then you cash in on your merchandise for him. He can keep his weddings or that type of thing.
So when it comes to Uganda A, Uganda B versus Uganda
CD and
I feel like it now becomes a conversation of profit maximization on this side and sales maximization on this side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you make a lot more profit from selling a t-shirt.
You choose 80-20.
Yeah.
Either you're going to make a lot from
yeah,
the
exactly.
20.
Or you sell 5K tickets in what? In some
Whatever,
school
but
field in Kalangala. You get it?
You go for that
There are many
strength-
people, so
strength
you
in
might not
numbers.
necessarily get as much. So there's like, actually there's a bit of, I should go through that route to get numbers to come now to like,
this other one. Yeah.
So you'll find like you're selling those 5K tickets, but you're having like 1,000 people or 3,000 people. And then you're like, all these 3,000 people, if they bought t-shirts, but then remember, they're not yet ready. So you're like, let me first keep them until they have maybe higher discretionary income or something. Like then I can sell them a t-shirt. Yeah.
But for the label where you sit and the position where you sit, you kind of have to strike a balance between profit and sales.
So even in
How
our
are you
signing,
doing that?
so that's kind of how we do it. Is the products that we are working on have to basically cater to each audience. So we're not necessarily thinking we're only going to do this one strategy. What works for a band might not necessarily work for Azawi or whoever. So it's like the advantage is having as many people in your catalog, because then you have a different strategy for this. You have the Nkuka for these guys. You have the like Onomo Hotel Uptown thing for these guys, where you have higher profit margin but then fewer people. And then this other side, you're just like, and it also informs how you create the songs and the A&R part, because you're not just going to create the same song for everyone. You have to identify the gap. It goes back to that thing of like, what's the gap in the market? If you don't have the gap, you're not making money.
So from what I hear from all this is the most important thing is actually the market research.
That's the beginning.
You can't invest in any business if
That's
you
the
don't know
beginning.
what
Here
you're
we tend
investing
to,
in.
oh, so my neighbor does mobile money, even me. You rent next door and do it.
Same as music. They're like, man, I used to sing in Dome, in the Kadeka, what? I'm like, let me try.
Back in school, when we were
I
in
was a
school with
rapper.
Flex.
Let me try it out.
And
then you try it out, but then you have no information on how to do the thing, and then you're just lost.
on how to do
Went
that thing.
from being a rapper in school to being an organ harvester.
Telling people how their blood flows. Bruh, leave our livers.
We've talked a lot about like, let me say the business end and whatever, but then you've mentioned market research. Now the market itself. Now I want to take away from the company and now go to the people. There's something that was said last. We're talking about support last week, but also the last time you were here, we're talking about. I remember you mentioned something interesting where guys are like, where sometimes the artists may not feel the need to care about
their audience, because we are creators.
Like
that.
But and that's from the creative perspective. So now I was like, now I want to talk about the people. We're all Ugandans. We all listen to a lot of music here and everywhere. But still, let's talk about here. What do you think? I want to say it's a two-part. What do you think some of the things that get in the way of us supporting, let's say, Ugandan creatives as fans? Also, what do you think are some of the things that help us or that encourage us to support? So the things that help us to do it and the things that
block us. That's an interesting question. So you're looking at the way that people get into music. It's that way of like, I used to sing in Dome, and then I've seen Okwe Picture. So let me do another one. You get, so there is not a lot of self-awareness of like, what's my story? Who am I? What do I relate to? And I mean, I don't go as far back as colonialism, but like, we have that trip going on here in African countries where it's like, man, you just don't really have a good sense of self. And of what you mean, and you're just like, you know what, like, let me just copy what's going on. And then, so that's one of the hindrances, is like, if the person is creating content which is not authentic to their story, and I have no way of relating to it. One of the things that could help us get more into it is, I think, other trends. Like, that's what I'm seeing now, is if Bad Bunny is popping globally and Burna Boy is popping globally, then we're just like, why not Sauti Sol? And then now we get this whole other, renewed energy about our own music. But then now the challenge is when we look that side, we are seeing a bunch of, copycats. So it's just like, it's like what's it, Catch 22? We have to define it in the subtitles as well.
Our audience is
I know
smart.
a lot of work.
You got what?
But so that's the challenge, is like, we want to support, but then when you're like, okay, let me support, and then the people who have the most views are the people who are redoing stuff.
That you've already seen elsewhere.
You don't even know where to start.
What about you guys? Anyone wants to weigh in on
it's a very interesting question. What do you feel like blocks us from supporting our own?
No, I think for me, what stops us from supporting our own, especially if we're looking at this, but the trend has changed. Although if we're looking at this urban hip hop type of music, like Mark always complains, we know you grew up in Namgongo. You're there rapping about an airport in Amsterdam. You're telling us how you pulled up in a Bentley, like and usually it takes one guy who knows you to call out the crap in your lyrics, and the rest of us will not pay attention. So that relatability. But
you don't even need one guy. Like, it's just there. You can see it.
Of us, you're just like
you don't relate to that story.
No, but I think that it also goes to the fact that we are mostly influenced by the Western culture. Because sometimes I listen to like a Ugandan rap and you're talking about doing hard drugs and killing people. I'm like, chief.
I get you. So on Wednesday there was a panel by Black Volta, which is like these Ghanaian guys or whatever. And there was this question. It wasn't necessarily even a question. It was just like, so we are speaking English. Like just even down to how we are speaking. We rap in, American accents. The content might be, I was walking, I jumped over a stream. I was on a border, whatever, right?
Delivery.
Right?
I was on a border.
Yeah, exactly. But there is, and I wanted to go back all the way to colonialism, but let's leave that, trauma in the back. But we are heavily influenced by the West. And so even, what's his face? Bad Bunny. I mean, he's doing his language, but he's still doing it in like hip hop, which is like, New York, Bronx, whatever, wherever it came from. So there is no way we can run away from that. I think now, not even, the question was like, how do we use what we have? Like, as opposed to like doing Ghetto Kids route of like, oh my goodness, we're suffering, Africa, please, come and send us money. How do we create content that's authentic to Ugandans? It wasn't funny, guys. I don't know why you're laughing. To these guys. Anyway.
Why people send me money?
On that note, if you're listening and you want to send some money, we shall be
we'll accept.
We shall accept 624404. That's 624404.
The only issue is that when you send us, don't ask us to dance.
So there is that thing of like, I need to, and there is a way in which the African content is what they don't have. You get, and I'm not saying this as a question or a thing which I have a response to. But I'm just like, they don't have these stories. They don't have the kids in tattered clothes and muddy red mud, dancing, whatever. So how do we use that, but still
not have it be a negative
still make it Western,
yeah.
and not have it Western or negative thing, but still make it Western, because we have to use a camera, which was invented wherever, Japan. And I'm adding Japan in the West. Sorry, guys. But like, you still have to make it relate. Like, you still have to use Logic. You still have to use Premiere Pro or whatever. But I think it's not a question. It's like a thing for us to ponder.
But I think we are plagued by the fact that, unfortunately, the West has always defined the standards and the culture. That's why I have very, very deep respect for Eddie Kenzo, because Eddie Kenzo literally pulled himself from nothing until we paid attention, and then he got to the global stage, but he's still as Ugandan, as local as possible, but only that he managed to sell that. Now, unfortunately for the rest of us, especially those doing hip hop and urban music, you're still trying to be a cool kid, because whether you want it or not, you're inspired by Drake. He's cool. You're inspired by Omarion, by
But what if I am a cool kid? You know what I mean?
What if I actually go to
I've always
Dubai?
been a cool kid. I'm not an Eddie Kenzo. You know what I mean?
But the challenge that always been a cool kid has, it's still, we most likely will not see the Africanness, the Ugandanness in what you're doing. It's going to take a while.
I get you.
But and used up his English when he said play.
No, but I think the problem is the cool kids, their aspiration is now in the West.
Dubai
You get what I mean?
and
So like, even us as cool kids, sometimes you don't want to support your fellow cool kid because you want to be a cooler kid. You know what I mean? Like we're plagued by just trying to be,
And actually, you mentioned cool kids and you mentioned Eddie Kenzo, and I just wanted to shout out all the Ugandans who were nominated for the Afrima awards. Because for me, it's like really cool, and I just like, of course, there's the Kenzo, of course, there's Azawi, of course, but they're those I really want to shout out. I want to shout out Joshua for the 3 categories in which he's nominated. I think he has Song of the Year, Video of the Year, and collaboration. Those are in any award,
heavy.
anything. Those are
those are
heavy
titles.
Actually, just the nominee list in each of his categories is like, I was there, I voted like, whoa. But we shall vote.
Our fellow cool kids.
And I just wanted to just tell people out there.
Question.
Vote the cool kid.
So because you bring up
207.
207, and for 207 it's a special case, guys. Oyo mwana wa kutaka, mwana wa kalo. It's a major win. It's a really major win. Everyone who knows 207 story, everyone was singing him.
Producer, he was
Battle rap.
producer.
He's really that guy. So this is, for me, this is a success story.
It's like
even the nomination, is success.
It's crazy.
No, we're definitely going to share the link because you guys need to
you have to
actually
vote.
we need to support.
We talk about these things.
We need
It's so
to
funny.
support
Like I
these
can
guys.
tell people. I always give this example. I remember having a conversation where I think it was Kipper Teach at the time. He was up for athlete of the year, and I put it in the office group. I'm like, hey guys, let's vote because oh my god! And like I've looked at the current vote; it's voting by retweets. So I'm like, I've looked at the current thingy, and in all these people in the world,
they're not retweets; they're re-X's.
Yes, at the time.
First of all, you ex-ambassador.
It's such an awkward thing,
It really is. It really is.
I remember, and I'm like, oh yeah, and we're currently second, like
Yeah.
by far. So I'm
Yeah.
like, it's really between us and number 1. So let's catch up. Let's go. And someone tells me, yeah, but you know what Ellie did in Kenya? I'm like, guy. Why are we discussing? Why are we debating? We're wasting time. Let's go and retweet. And that for me, that's disappointing. I'm saying, like, I can't believe I have to explain to you
Why you need to
have
support
vote
your-
for like. I feel like just some guy who just because he's Uganda, no,
He's actually
He's actually
really good.
doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
champion. He was doing this. He'd broken the record. I was like, I have to explain to you why you should vote for our record breaking gold medalist. Like,
I think so. The question that I was going to ask you earlier was, why do you think Joshua is where he is now? And this is coming from like, we support, but then we only catch on with things which are what?
trending.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
are cool.
Like that.
Yeah.
And then at the point where it's like, there's another remix. Leave that song. And we immediately switch to that, like, I'm not supporting my whatever because I was not raised well, or I'm not self-aware, or I don't believe in Africa as much, or I don't believe in Uganda. So like, why do you think that works? Like, why is it like the way you're saying, why do I have to explain to anyone? Because Kiprotich is good, but now Joshua is not the first good person.
No. Yeah.
There have been several other people who have been equally or even more adept at whatever it is they're working on. But then why is it that this worked? And I know this is not like a yes or no answer, but it's just like,
What do you think?
yeah, what are the theories that are running through your mind?
Should that be our question to the record label guy?
Let's give us your thoughts. Let me share ours.
Okay,
But we have some.
I have some theories. These are conspiracy
You
theories.
may have my theory.
We'll discuss this recently.
Okay, first, number 1, Thames. Number 2, Spotify. Number 3, Snapchat. So those are the 3 things I'm going to talk about. Thames, he sings like Thames.
Yeah, I remember the cover he did of a Thames.
Like
I remember
the tone of voice is the same. You could even go as far as this conspiracy that because she didn't perform here, there was still that like gap. Right? This is 2020. He blew up 2020, end of 2020, right? What was the second one?
Spotify.
So Spotify launched in UG maybe 2019 around there. 2019, 2020 around there. So all of the Uganda ABC have the ability to like actually stream the song, get stoned to whatever tracks he has been making, because he did a bunch of songs. He actually built volume, and I think maybe for all other indie musicians out there, build your volume. Don't just wait for this one song. Let there be a place where people can graze on your material. The third thing was Snapchat, because like a bunch of babes were just like, you know, that cover video of just like
I wish you guys could see what's going on here.
You see, when you did that, I could see you meow meow. Can you?
Little meow meow came to play. I love it.
But
So
you see,
that's why.
on that Snapchat thing.
Yeah.
I've always thought of it as a strategy for artists.
Fair. It could be a strategy.
Definitely.
No, it definitely
But you see, the thing is, I'll use market segments or how people adopt a culture.
Yeah.
So you'll have the first thing is like mavens, people who like new things, right? Who are interested in new things.
Those ones are very
Then you have the early adopters who want to look cool adopting new things.
Yes.
Then you have the early majority, which is like basically where Joshua is now. And then you have the late majority, which is where Joshua is going to be in like 2 or 3 years or depending on whatever time. Then you have the laggers, the guys who don't really care. You know, the people who are on Facebook. But anyway, I'm just talking about like an older demographic. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And so once you have that maven who is like, yo, there's this cool kid, right? Let me post his song. And then you have these early adopters, which some of them are influencers, some of them are amplifiers, people who we watch who look pretty, people who, you know, like whatever, they hang out in fancy places, latitude, all that jazz. And then they post themselves in these places doing that thing,
Yeah.
but with the song in the back.
Yeah.
So by the time these early majority come in, and then remember there was the Thames thing, right?
Yeah.
There was the Spotify
Already,
thing.
yeah.
And then he's also like, in terms of, so I watched WWE.
I wonder
Lucas
where
Black,
this is
It's a really big thing,
going.
yeah. It's a really big thing for me.
Imagine
So-
when a ringer's little meow meow.
You have 9 lives, so
That's a brilliant story.
know.
So one of the things about WWE is storytelling. It's basically like music industry. It's
Yeah,
storytelling,
yeah.
it's entertainment, it's
Yeah.
real life, and then you're dealing with products.
Yeah.
yeah.
But one of the important tenets of the storytelling is you have to have a good guy, you have to have a bad guy. This
Yeah.
applies to movies and
That's
everything,
true.
right?
Yeah.
So there's Roman Reigns and then there's his brothers who are the good guys now, and Roman Reigns is a bad guy. Whereas now
We'll
Joshua's
take your word for it.
yeah, no. Like as of SummerSlam last week,
Okay.
Joshua's a good guy,
Yeah.
Yes.
and we all want to cheer for the good guy.
Yeah.
So that's another theory where it's like, oh, we have finally got a good guy who sounds like Thames, is on Spotify a lot,
And we had him
and
on
we have a
Snapchat.
bunch of Snapchats of him. So we don't want to be late. We have seen the early adopters grabbing it, so we don't want to be late on this. So you'll find DJs playing the song, you'll find TVs playing that thing,
Yeah.
you'll find interviews. There is a bit of work, there's still some money, there's still transit, there's still an air ticket, whatever. But you have a bunch of people like, you're so chubby and I want to squeeze his cheeks. Let me do a song with you. Like that type of thing. I mean, I know that might not have been the conversation, but he was at that panel on Wednesday, and there was this babe I was sitting with, and she's like, Joshua, it's fun to like squeeze him. And so that wasn't me, by the
No,
way.
I get that. And for me,
But yeah.
that's one of my theories. I
The
think
good guy.
I think
Yeah.
yes. On top of what you're saying, the good guy thing, I think he appealed a lot to females.
Yeah. Okay.
Heavily, because he can
And that's the bulk of
sing
Snapchat, yeah.
and looks really. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you don't want to be that guy whose channel is saying, "Oh, I like that guy,"
And you're just like, no, I'm not going to
you
pay
get
for
what
the
I mean? So I
ticket.
think-
Yeah.
I think there's that. Like he
Yeah.
appealed to a lot of females, and even I hate to say it, but even in advertising, that's why you see most billboards and
Yeah.
most what have chicks, because
Yeah.
they appeal to women, they appeal to men.
Yep.
So I think that's, for me, that's one of my
Even
theories.
even Old Spice does that,
The-
because Old Spice is a male
Yes,
commodity, but they
they
market towards the females, like
Yeah.
buy for your guy this.
Exactly. So
No, and
that's
there's-
my one
There's
theory.
one more that I just want to add, and it's something you hit on earlier with this remix and that remix. I'm like, they kept it going. You see,
Yeah.
a lot of people drop a song and go. The other day, Navia was here and he was telling us, like he listened to someone with some dope music. Like, oh, so what have you done? Like, yeah, I've emailed it, and that is waiting for the rest of the answer. Like,
Yeah.
you emailed it.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Yeah.
That's it. But like these guys kept
They had
it
an understanding
going.
of the
They-
business.
They really
Yeah.
understood. And
So I
remember,
think that's a shout out
again,
to
I want
Lob.
bring-
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to bring back what Abaasa said last time.
Lob and
is
Sese.
A lot of the artists listen. No, like they care a lot about the music and not about the music business.
Yeah.
So many times, what these guys had is a team that knew about the business, because of what Lob and Sese were plugged in,
Yeah.
and a lot of factors came together, but they kept it going. And
Do you
a lot of
know-
people, by like
I'm going to bring
March-
back your argument about what do you sign off, because there was a trade-off there.
Yeah.
There's like, I'm a guy, I'm just
Yes.
chilling singing, but like these guys have come.
Yeah.
What can I give them that I feel
Yeah.
like I'll be able to gain out of? Anyway, carry on, sorry.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yes,
And then,
that's why for me, my second theory is
but
the
then
management.
Yeah.
Abaasa got me, I'm going to bring back your argument. I was like, what did I say?
My second theory was going to be the management and how he has been managed. Like I've just been watching closely, and they have not missed a step.
they've been like,
Every
we go.
opportunity that they've got, I think they've plugged it in.
Yeah.
Because like after he blew up, you see he's at Blankets, he's at he's
Yeah.
at, like he's always where he needs to be. And I think that's a lot to him and also the people who are managing him.
Yeah.
So I really think they've done a good job. Even the thought of saying, okay, let's get an artist from Ghana, an artist from Nigeria, an artist from Kenya, that's like we're spreading ourselves out to the places that we know African music is.
Blowing up.
You get it wasn't by mistake. They could have gone to
Zimbabwe.
TZ, but
Yeah.
who knows, Zimbabwe.
Wow.
Yes, they don't speak English. No shade,
Yeah,
but
for
you
sure.
know.
Yeah. It's really big, but they don't speak English.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I think just the strategy that has been put, the thought that has been put, you see it. Yeah.
Just like that, Damzi was like, you can't put in Zanzibar.
Guys, fun fact, I was born in Dar es Salaam.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I was actually born in Dar es Salaam.
So you dual citizenship, Wagwan?
Yes.
I like just random TZ fact. I remember when we were heading to Dar the last time, and I remember like the moment we got into TZ, we just felt life slow.
Yeah.
Like you
Yes,
guys,
that's
I
actually-
have never.
That's a stereotype about
Yeah.
it.
No,
Yeah.
but like it's for me. It was shocking. You know, you hear these things and you hear them all the time, and you're like, nothing. But I
Yeah.
remember being like you know what? We're now trying to. We're like, you know what? We're done with our games. We had gone for East Africa games. We're done with
Yeah.
our games. Basketball's done. Let's drink it. We enter the bar. Football is on. Liverpool is losing. Things are good. And then like I remember like the game is on. Imagine football in this UG. Imagine a game being on and the bar is
Yeah.
like, okay, guys, we are closing. We are going.
Yeah.
And
I just had a
Like
mental
60th
picture
minute.
and like everything moves in slow mo. They're just like sloths, like you know the sloth in Zootopia. Had that. But anyway, moving on swiftly. Let's not slander a nation.
An entire nation.
Yeah.
Have you had Mark from Brussels?
What?
Yo. Meanwhile, last year we just in Tungamo.
Like our Tungamo episode was lit.
I've not even been to Kabale.
But Abaasa,
Yeah.
so we've
continue.
structured
Yeah,
our
sorry.
whole team. We've gotten our resources, we've gotten our artists. We have a product, it's different from what's in the market.
It's
Now,
a special mango.
go to market strategy.
Okay.
Go to market strategy locally
Mm.
and
Globally. Yeah.
globally. Because now we are in a situation whereby when you engage with an artist, they're like, Ish, I also want to
Yeah, to go to Ghana and Nairobi.
and perform.
Yeah.
I want to be nominated for
On a free mass,
I
yeah.
want to be nominated for a BET. So what's the strategy there? What kind of advice?
I think so. I'll break it down. Oil was one of the most valuable resources over the last I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
But like as of this year or even last year, I say among the five biggest companies in terms of market cap, 4 of them were tech companies. There's only one oil company. So the other one is Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, and Alphabet. Right? Alphabet is Google. Yeah. So what does that say? That says, oil is not the economy, it's attention. Right? So marketing or everything is just like, how do I get attention?
Get the most attention.
Right? And think about it like the way people did with oil. You had to extract it, you had to process it, and then you had to monetize it. So extraction is through a nice title and thumbnail. Right? Could be through a sex tape, whatever, however you extract the attention.
However you choose to go about it.
Story, the content, whatever it is you're actually saying, right? What's the song about? How can I, whatever, what's the thing? Processing is like the way you make cooking oil, Vaseline, fuel,
So your shorts, your videos.
yeah, exactly. So now you're looking at YouTube, you're
Remix,
looking at Twitter, you're looking at PR, you're looking at like I'll perform here, you're looking at whatever.
Yeah.
And then monetizing.
Yeah.
So how do I monetize all of these different things? So think about it like if I'm doing performances, how do I monetize that? Let me do a show because people have seen me perform. Or if I'm monetizing my shorts, how do I get them to a subscribership where I can be able to earn from ad revenue? Or do I take those numbers to an endorsement and, look for however much millions a month to post every month, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So those are the 3 steps that I would focus on. Figure out how you're extracting the attention, figure out how you're processing it, what are the different, and it's different. Some, like this podcast might not necessarily be on, I don't know, shorts. It's on shorts, no?
Shorts, yeah.
Yeah.
Once
But
in a
like-
while we give you a shot. And then
But let's say it might not be on
He's a
blogs.
manager.
nikakutura.
It might not be on blogs. You get it. So you now process it that like, okay, I've released a song. It's on Shorts. It's on YouTube. But then let me get Big I or MB or whatever
Like write about
to write
it.
about it.
Yeah.
So that's a different way of consumption.
Right.
And then how do I monetize that, right? And then so those are the 3 steps that I would focus on. If you are developing a strategy, it's very general, but like you can apply it
You
to.
can apply it anywhere.
Yeah.
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 True.
You see, I was fishing for hidden secrets of Swangz. But
Yeah.
That's good.
What did you find? You're good
Well
at this
trained,
thing.
well
I
trained.
think that's why you have the job. But the episode has been a bit heavy, so I want to ease it up a bit.
Yeah.
With our game, you are not new here. You know that.
Yeah. I failed
So-
last time. I anticipate more or less the same.
I know this is easy. This is really, really easy because
Okay, let's go.
That's what they say.
it's in line with 50 years of hip hop. So I figured let's only focus on hip hop.
Is there a Drake song?
Let's only focus on.
Is there a Drake song?
Can I
Ugandan
sit
hip-hop.
Because I know Drake
Oh,
songs.
you
There's
got
no
that.
Drake song.
Can I
From
sit
Take
this
Care,
one
because that's the
out?
only thing I like.
There's not
Drake.
just
There's
Drake,
no
but
Drake.
Drake.
So we are
From the
focusing
whole
on
album.
Ugandan hip hop songs. In
Wow.
celebration of 50 years of hip hop, in celebration of 10 years of the Tribe UG.
Deep breath,
So-
deep sighs.
As usual, I will ask you to guess the
The song.
song and the artist.
Are you typing the lyrics? Because I see you cheating.
In case you fail, you can pick any of these gentlemen.
Okay.
Well, these ones. are
Yeah, they
so-
said gentlemen. Don't pick
Gentlemen.
me.
And,
Don't
of course,
pick
and
me.
Damzi.
Don't-
But these are a bit. They're a bit easy.
Okay, let's go.
I may tell you not to choose Mark on certain.
No, I'm ready. Let me give it a shot.
Because Mark is in
I
there. So
rehearsed.
we are
Yeah.
going. We are going with the first one.
Okay.
Baogana nnyo naze mbasirise mbatiisa nga headline za bukedde etemu bamuse basatu bafu kibi omutemu abase oli mubi. There's a name there but I tried to skip it.
Yeah.
Pick me.
Is that okay? Is that quick picture?
No.
Pick me.
Ian, I'm surprised.
It's like a fig for maker, no? Is it fig for maker?
No.
So it's quite
When
it's
there is no sun.
very notified. Yeah. What are hints? Other hints that you can give me?
When there is no sun.
What is that?
There's Aganaga.
Darkness.
When there is no sun, but there's light in the sky.
Okay.
What kind of hint is that?
What kind of hint is that? Yeah, like come on.
But there's light. That's the moon or mwezi.
I know
What the
the
hell?
moon.
No?
I'm like,
You pick this man because
Yeah, pick him. Let
we
him
want
give
to
that.
Okay,
know
we have
that
picked
hint-
it.
That,
Please,
that,
let us
that
know.
hint played out.
First, go through it again.
Wasn't
more
even sure.
confidence.
And the goal is if Ian fails, just put 10k on our 6.
For sure.
Baogana nnyo naze mbasirise mbatiisa nga headline za bukedde etemu bamuse basatu bafu kibi omutemu abase.
That was Monji.
Fefe. Oh
Um,
no, Munji.
And by the way, if you fail to get the song,
I
you
need to
still
get
have
the song as well.
Oh, moon.
That was Munji. That was Munji on Competition is Dead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You could have said
Yep.
like there is no sun, but it's lit at night.
G,
No, I
but
said
no.
But then, but Big G.
As if
There
Big
is-
G,
I
but
give you the whole
no.
thing.
No, you don't give me the whole thing, but he said Big G.
But no.
But
But I
with the
got
moon.
it. Monji on Competition
Now,
is
the next
Dead.
one is easy.
Wow.
Please don't choose Mark,
I will not.
and please don't choose Ian.
I'll pick. This is you. Okay, let's go. Let's go. I'm ready.
They go way
This
back
is
by
in
the way.
honor of a guest. So that's the first clue before.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
just going to
okay.
guess.
Gave a herbalist guap, then I blessed a rhyme. Gave a journalist a watch.
Pride. First song, Navio.
What but read that out though. That's really nice.
I'm
Yeah,
so
like
glad
that.
you knew
I remember that one because like it's like gave a journalist a watch because I'm pressed for time.
Yeah.
Gave a journalist a watch from the pressed for time. I killed your album with my second line.
They repeat it so you wouldn't have to press rewind.
Yeah.
I remember that from Pride. Yeah.
Because the guys stream that.
It was a brilliant album.
This
yeah.
one you're free to choose anyone.
Okay.
Lord.
I'll still pick Damsey. So let's
First
go.
of all, this is how it starts. First of all, I'm on this track by no invite. But the pen is what I have left, so I put it in right. It's most deaf that you may never hear this. But if you do, I hope for me and you, it brings a nearness. So for this particular lyric, I brought a pen to illustrate to Ian.
Do they sing?
They rap. First of all.
No, do they sing like sometimes?
No. They rap.
Okay. So it's only rapping.
First of all, I'm on this track by no invite.
Do they sing in Luganda? Do they rap in Luganda sometimes?
No.
Okay.
Never.
But the pen is where I've left, like in the left hand.
Uh-huh.
So I put it in right, like in your right hand, but then also to right.
To right. Yeah.
It's most deaf, like you are deaf.
Most.
But
Oh,
also
okay.
most definitely, you may never hear this. But if you do, I
Shit.
hope it brings nearness between me.
I think I know.
There's only
Okay,
one person who
okay.
writes like
There's
that.
only one person who
I
writes
really
like that.
I don't know that song.
I don't know the
I don't
song,
know, but
yes,
like-
but I
Is that
think I
Benny,
know
eh?
the person.
No.
No.
Myth.
No, I don't think it's Taka. No.
No.
No,
I
it
think
wouldn't be
it's-
Taka.
Yes, yes.
Because it's not like
Only. Can only be
I'm
him.
surprised these guys know it.
Is
Can
this, is
only
this
be him.
And the fact that these are hip hop questions, guys, you have to guess the song too. No excuse.
I'm thinking. Calm
so
down.
now that we've gotten the artist.
Okay, is it old? Is it old?
Eh?
Is
It's
it old?
From 2012.
2012.
No, I said Enigma.
Libok?
I think
Nope.
it's an Enigma.
I think Enigma.
It's not Enigma.
Really?
It's not Enigma.
I have these guys.
Keko? Keko? Is it Keko?
Wait,
No, it can. Sorry, let me not.
if it's not Enigma, I really
I
thought
was
it
like
was
writing
Enigma.
like that is very.
Yeah, that-
10K, 10K.
No, wait. If it's not
The music
Enigma,
is an excuse.
No,
Why?
let's.
Wait, let's first figure it out. So,
I
if it's
even brought a pen.
early
Let's see
2012s, it's not Tom.
Yeah, it's not true.
No, I would have guessed.
Okay.
He couldn't.
So the people who were rapping at that time was like
Rionga?
Enigma, Rionga.
No.
suspect, severe.
Oh, severe.
Severe.
Are you serious?
Yes, it had to be one of those.
What's the song? What's
I
the
don't know
song?
the song,
that
but
you get,
it
like-
has to be those
Yeah.
those guys who write.
Don't Cry, South Fury featuring Severe.
Oh,
so
I remember
severe.
Southbury.
nice.
So
That's-
severe was
Hey,
one
shout
hell
out
of
to
a
Severe,
writer.
shout out to
But
Yeah,
these are
shout
people
out
who
to
like
Severe.
write,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
not
yeah.
just
Severe is a
bars.
really
These are
good
not just- These were like
writer.
thinking people.
Yeah.
Like, there are only few people that
this one is
Interesting.
for
So that's why I
all
thought
class.
Enigma.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
See, the
anyway,
whole
carry on.
class, which is failing miserably.
And yeah, this is for the whole class.
Let's
Sam
hear
and
this.
Andy Montinda. It's a rainy day with some sparks of thunder.
It's the same song from last time, guys.
Come on, which song?
Okay, first carry on.
Yeah, but you've done this before.
Chizafu muchiganda afu muganda type esoko kumanyanga tana wala mpachitanda ono enjo wakatonda si wa Amanda. And you've claimed
Wait,
from last season.
hold on. First, I'm lost again.
First say it again. Just read it again. Sawa mwenda something.
Wait, it's Rubber Dubber, yeah?
Can you focus?
No, shit.
Yeah, and the fact
Eh?
that Ian has mentioned Rabada by just put 10K.
No, hold on.
No excuse. Even if you get it right, just put
It was
10K.
GNL.
That's a very.
Okay, you
GNL.
put it in
It was,
Oh, it's
That's
GNL.
GNL.
I had no idea.
No, it was
The
Yeah, that's
GNL.
very
The writing
GNL-ish.
is-
And the Lugand, like
It was
Yeah,
GNL
but
and the
the
song
together.
was
But you still have to give us 10K. How can you say Rabada?
had the hold on.
Usually I put 20.
I'm even disappointed.
We're even
How
sad.
did you make it on this spot?
No.
8 episode 30?
And then you put on a blue shirt.
wow.
You see, go back to your shorts.
Actually,
There was a song.
It was an
I
old
always feel
song.
miserably.
Shit, what song was that?
Games, man.
Yeah. So I know, like, but why? What's wrong with Rabadaba? Like, why would it not be him? Because
this
This
song
was like-
is so
Yeah, it's a
just right there. Like you can't just say.
okay.
It's just there,
So
like,
GNL.
Like I said, for the whole class. Like,
Actually, for the
Mwenda.
whole, I think others, because
you know, there's
I don't know.
Does it increase or decrease? I think it increases. For the whole class.
Koyi.
It's on that album anyway.
Okay.
well done.
It's on that album.
Now we have like 10
10 songs.
10 guesses.
10 options.
You know what's funny is I actually didn't listen to that
And the
project.
song
I
was a
listened to
bit
the singles, but
slow.
not that actual album.
What song
Man,
was
rescue
that?
this man.
Yeah.
Because you have seen me.
No, because this guy is going to waste our time.
What's your thing?
No, I was doing this because I was hoping to work. Because I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Mark, you don't know.
Why would I?
Oh, Jesus Christ, guys.
But why would
Google
I
the
know?
answer you're here. Like, what are you
I don't
looking
remember.
at?
How do you
I don't
start
remember the
Googling?
lyrics.
You say koi track list.
I don't even remember the
Then at
lyrics.
least you just keep
You can
reading.
share some my voice.
I don't remember the lyrics he read. I just remember that
Guys,
whatever he read sounded like
First of all,
JNL.
I want to apologize on behalf of the entire hip hop community.
Yeah, for a hip
This
hop
song-
podcast.
Yeah, for a hip hop podcast. This song is like, it's that song. Like a
Was it the one where he's dressed in like gladiators stuff, you know, whatever?
Ani Aliamanyi featuring
I
Gali
would have never
Wamala.
guessed.
Featuring Gali Wamala.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed.
Okay.
What? How would you?
I would have never
Like the only
guessed.
part you know is
And
yeah, la man. The other part is
You're
him
just
rapping.
vibing
Yeah.
the other time. You're just like, yay. Yay. You know?
Mwalimu
Hey.
system. But guys, I apologize. 10K, 10K.
I'm so sorry.
No, me it's like
Hassan,
5K.
when you are listening,
Eh?
just write down the amount.
Me it's
So
like
Mwalimu
5K
shall
because
follow
I've been
up.
getting the artist.
You said Rabada, but you raised everything.
No. I'm the one who got severe. I'm the one who got GNL.
It was guesswork.
It was not guesswork.
You just-
I remembered
It's an
how he
educated
writes.
guess.
Yeah.
I
You just
remembered how he
listed a
writes.
bunch of names.
No. And I mentioned, because I was thinking Enigma,
Yeah.
I said suspect because he's one hell of a writer. Then I said severe. I was on the right track.
Yeah, but you are not.
Okay,
We're in the
7K.
same WhatsApp group.
Like the same WhatsApp
Didn't
group.
reach the
So
same
it's like
destination.
7K.
All of
And
us.
for
All
someone-
of us.
Anyway.
No. Because that was very
But Felix
difficult.
is so disappointed in
And
us.
yeah,
Like,
Felix
my
is very
God.
disappointed.
All of you.
No.
Okay, some more than others, but general
I don't understand why
disappointment.
these two. You already said I was not around. But anyway, that said, you've given us your whatever. And I just want to throw a musical question back.
Okay.
Though mine is not.
Yeah, why not music?
There's no
Yeah.
disappointment.
Mine is no disappointment
okay,
here.
thank you.
Mine is, I just want everybody to take a little trip and tell us a song, a Ugandan song that takes them back to a specific moment, specific time, specific person. As they said, it could be anything. Like, it could be anything or anyone, a specific mango, whatever.
Nostalgia,
it is.
right?
Just a
Yeah,
song where like
basically.
I play
Okay.
that song, that song takes me to, and you tell us
And
that
it's
the way it
Ugandan,
takes us.
yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Me, there's that song where like Martha Smalls is glowing and some funny thing like that, right?
What song is that?
I've known
You
it.
know
The
it,
video
eh?
is,
It was like Samurai's production,
No,
brilliant.
Tell us the title. Don't just tell us because we know
Yeah.
I'm
it.
going to describe the video.
What's the title of the song? Sure. You've been squeezing us
But you see,
here.
it's not a hip hop song.
And urban culture.
What was that song? Man, it was so well done, but it takes me back to like Channel O, like
Yeah.
East Africa,
Yeah.
Camp Mula, like that whole period. What is the name of that
Airport
song?
Taxi was very
Airport
Camp
Taxi,
Mula.
what? Circle? What's the
UG.
name of the song?
Kamula,
don't
UG
know.
branch.
Yeah, as if. eh?
People, every department.
Muku vyenya.
You're the one who said it. That's him.
There's no mood.
Why wasn't me? I'm not the one.
Well, Damsey.
I would say Jim Afrigo. You will be fine.
I'm still going to the same song.
That's the problem is you asked me first. Anyway, so Jim Afrigo, like that's one of my mom's favorite songs. So whenever that song plays, I'm like, oh, mommy. I can picture her
Yeah,
doing a little
vibing.
jiggle.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, Snapchat.
We all know the parents
like a
jiggle.
parent.
We all know it.
Hey, yeah, that one, that
The
one.
rich people jiggle.
But yeah, doesn't
Why
jiggle
did
in
that
that
look
shot.
like
So what
a
are you
Snapchat?
saying?
Jim on Snapchat. Ooh.
No, like that jiggle.
Oh.
Because like this other one is like this. So like if I'm just like vibing,
You prop
the
the
camera
phone
down
those
here.
ends.
I'll put it-
Yeah, then you.
tripod.
Because
right?
you see the jiggle has the hands matter.
Yeah, okay, I get
The
you, I
hands
get you.
And
matter.
like a
It has
head.
to, yeah. Yeah, that, hey, there's like a old people jiggle. That's just
Mark.
Ian.
Well, I think for me, one of my favorite things in the world is driving. And there's a time I was back in the day, I was staying in Nigeria, and Vinka had just released Omukwanogo.
He has gone for Vink.
And
The
I'm
Vinkist is Vinking
and
today.
I was driving home to.
I got a ticket.
I'd left work and my girl was waiting for me at home, and I was driving home to her. So when I got to the traffic lights at Bukoto at Kabira Country Club, the song played, and whenever the song plays or whenever I reach the traffic lights, I remember the song, and it's was one of those evenings. It's a Friday. You've had a long week. You're in the car. SC. Good music is playing. There's slow traffic. So it was the perfect moment for a perfect song going to the perfect person. So for me, it's just...
Oh my goodness.
I was going to ask you, is this the girl that you eventually married?
Yeah, it's my wife.
How are we going to feel now?
Okay, bruh.
Like, where do we fall?
He should have gone last. You guys are going to come out.
I know.
Over to you.
You guys are going to say things like I was in a
You
club.
mean to be busy what day? Taking same way I know, to me, it will be a nearly a man because it was on this list. It takes me back at the what I want to say, the peak of Ugandan hip hop. I'm sorry. The golden era. So 12, these are the peak of Hot 100.
Yeah.
GNL hip hop artists had one of the biggest concerts at that time. Basically, it was good vibes. Good vibes.
Did you go for the
It was
concert?
a good season.
Where was
I
it?
escaped from school.
These are the guys.
Where
These
was
are the
it?
true
It's not a
fans.
trivia show.
I just want to know where was it?
Wow, trivia.
Not
Give us your answer.
I
said
asked this
gym.
question knowing that I was going to say gym.
So
and
you
I
say,
was
you
going
tell us why you're gym.
Yes, and like the
there
parents, the
traffic
family is very. There are no traffic lights. There's Christian towers.
That's such at the end of the story.
Those live performances they used to do at Crystal Towers way
Yeah.
back when, and I remember that was my first time seeing. I really loved the song. The family is very Afrigo-centric, as anyone should be, really.
Yeah.
And I remember like seeing them. Now it's my turn. Like I've had these stories. They tell you, "Oh, your uncle is always jumping on the stage with them, playing the drums." Like I'm always hearing that. And now it was my turn to watch. I didn't jump on the stage to play the drums, but I watched. I sang all the words. Like I was like, like you would think there was about what, and yet it was just young me not knowing what the hell, what the love.
Mark,
that
I want to
is all.
slander you, but give me permission. I really want. So the other day I was talking to someone and like we're standing next to Mark and a Cohen song is playing and he's singing Siganye, what, everything, and someone comes to me and is like, Mark will sing all the Luganda in a song, but ask him to speak it. So when you say you are busy singing, then Africa, I was like, oh, okay.
My
Go and go the
Uganda bando is reserved for my
For
brother guy.
singing.
Not for singing. Yes. But yeah, so guys, listen. That's the effort I put into your
question.
song.
Oh, wow.
I know we're more or less wrapping up,
Yes.
but like this is maybe a question for part 3.
Yeah.
These days, like, just ask questions. The guests we bring.
Let me tell you, Abaasa has already declared part 3.
Part 3 is coming.
Yeah, of course.
We just need to build up some more information. So like there was this
mangoes.
time that Africa was promoting their show and whatever, and then they were doing the content creation thing, and it was just like so like just don't want to.
It was like cringe, yeah.
Like the drummer like picks the sticks and puts on his shoulder and is like, you're like, come on. So I'm not saying this as like I don't even think it's a question for now. I think it's maybe a question for like, what do we do that's Ugandan, or what would such an act do? Like, how would we content create for such an act, or like how do you do something that's authentically Ugandan but not overly Western? Because you can't see like Matovu being like,
Yeah.
it's like,
I think.
yeah,
Anyway,
but I don't know. It's not a
next
question
episode,
for now,
next
but like
episode,
it's
yeah,
like
next
a
episode.
thing to think about. If you can think of an answer, guys,
Tell us.
please
Me, I
Tweet
think
post in the
Abaasa.
comments. Yeah,
And we shall discuss
X
when
me.
it
X me and I'll what's
you
what's
back.
retweet?
And you X them
Repost.
back.
I'll re-X.
It's
Yeah, I'll
My
re-X you.
God.
Anyway,
Excuse
Damsi,
us. Over to Damsi.
Damsi must close this thing.
Okay, cool. So as always, and I'm so excited now we have a guest to answer. We have Abaasa here to answer my pointless questions that don't lead
There we
anywhere,
go.
but help us to learn a little bit more about each other. Okay, so I will start it simple as always. Would you rather have an intelligent partner or a good-looking partner?
This is for everyone, eh?
Yes, everyone's going to answer. If you had to choose one.
Sikulimba.
There's no middle, eh?
No. There's no half-half. There's no, she can be half intelligent, half, yeah.
First of all,
First of all.
what?
Are we allowed to explain, or we just give one
in my
answer?
journey of
You understand?
success, where
Small.
am I?
I'm seeing him explaining.
I'm
his way out
telling
of
we're
it.
asking you now, as you are
One way.
now.
Yeah.
Yes. As you are
Where
now.
you busy with them?
Hey.
First go.
Hey, you've not
Intelligent.
answered.
You are married.
Intelligent.
You say
You're not answered.
no. Against you.
Intelligent, although I was fortunate to strike the perfect balance. So.
Some
That's a good
questions-
liver.
Ian
The
is
blood
scoring
flow.
points.
The blood
Man.
Yep.
The blood flow is
Like
flowing.
You know,
What's your
there is,
answer?
unfortunately, yeah,
Yeah.
where you are, Felix, I'll answer for you. Choose intelligence. Because last episode you were choosing bums, big size over
Yeah, Nyash Festival.
Nyash Festival.
I'm still going to take intelligence to Bandari Rise. Right now, I'm at a stage where I'm at Bandari Rise.
Yeah.
Every
Intelligence
Friday,
doesn't go there.
Saturday, every Sunday.
Intelligence doesn't reach.
Should I get to that point where I'm driving in traffic and the perfect song is playing to pick the perfect one? I can say, for now, I'm not yet there. For now, I'm at Nihati. I'm at Bandari.
I remember, intelligence can't do that Snapchat.
Yeah.
Intelligence can't content create.
And you see the beauty about beauty. But now she's
That's the
part
beauty
of,
about beauty.
she's now part of the go-to-market strategy they have taught us. Be like, hey, use prolific there. And do these things. And we push the song.
We get intelligent after.
You will be intelligent and happy.
Establishment.
I don't know. It's a bit difficult because, like, what gets you in the door, in the room,
It's normally the intelligence.
is the attraction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Looks.
because like you don't see someone's brain.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
you just see them, and then so it's like that's what gets you in, and then now when you're there, what will keep you there is the intelligence.
Yes.
Now you
So
can only choose one.
And some
now here is what I'll tell you.
Uh-huh.
I'll pick attraction because I want to get in the room first.
Okay.
Which room?
even if we spend
Whichever room.
Whatever room, because I
All
can't even
rooms.
find. Like, let's say, however intelligent this
Hashtag
person
bedroom
is,
essentials.
I will. I know, right? Hashtag. Please go and stream. I'm not plugging any products here, but because I can't see someone and see the intelligence, I need to first walk up to them
Uh-huh.
and then, oh, this person looks nice, or someone that I feel butterflies in. I'm just like, I want to talk to this person.
Okay, let me-
Then,
Okay.
He has a song for that.
then there I can find out. But like, if however many intelligent people there are, I would not.
we shall give her
I would not know.
Okay.
You
Okay.
get? I'm saying.
I like Abaasa's answer for all of us. We're going to eat our words. We're going to eat them the exact same way.
Yeah.
So that's my answer.
I would
Wait,
love
Say.
intelligence.
Wait,
to
wait,
be
wait,
honest.
but on
Yeah,
the-
I would
on the
love
subject-
intelligence because
on
you
the-
want to have a conversation.
On the subject
but,
of beauty, yeah? Yeah. Nyash or face?
This is just me personally. I think face, yeah.
For you, we know. We shall not ask you.
I don't even know.
Next question, please.
What would? How would you ask Damzi? Because that's what I'm. Yeah, that's why. Because I'm just like, Nyash or face. Are those the only two options?
No,
Can I be like a fit guy?
no, but
There's a number of options.
I
okay.
know. So what's your vibe?
For intelligent or.
No, Nyash or face.
Why am I taking Nyash? I am Nyash.
oh my god.
So I have one option.
Now I see why people excited into Nyashinsky.
I know, right? Your answer.
Your answer,
Intelligence,
sir.
attraction.
No, you worded stuff perfectly.
Okay, so
Nyash
you
your
Nyash your
face.
face.
You see, you have to know.
You answer the question.
I was just going to give you guys some small. We're here to learn and educate. Do you know that the
don't
French word for Nyash
Is face.
face?
We don't have space on the
Are you
memory
serious?
card.
For real?
Thank you
So
for
which
this
one is it
trivia.
going to be?
Face.
You're such an idiot.
All I know.
You
All
answer.
I know.
Intelligence
We are
or
podding in
attraction.
English.
Yeah.
We are podding in
Intelligence
English.
attraction.
We need a disclaimer.
I want to answer. You,
Okay.
you've not yet answered the question.
Face.
You've not answered the question.
That's
Okay,
being
so
on
for
the
me-
fence. Yeah.
You know Mark's track record.
Tracks records.
What is it?
What is going on? Can
National
you please answer
face.
for us? We are going to also answer for your track record.
Track record. Wow. Are we dealing with body count? What's going on here? This is like a different podcast.
This guy's gave me a podcast. It's in Gamji after that. Anyway, but
Damzi after dark. Wow.
so for me, I would choose intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah, I would choose intelligence because, yeah, that there's no way. Like your face is not going to tell me stories. Your face is not.
For
going,
sure, but-
Like, yeah,
What would attract you to this intelligence?
the
I'm not trying to bring you on my
still-
side, but I want to understand you.
The intelligence itself to be.
No, but is it like I go and pick a street pastor because that's the guy who's I can
that's
hear?
the thing is I have to imagine we're seated here, right?
You just
as
hear
a group
random.
as a group of guys and
okay,
we're talking and this person talks.
So you're already in the room.
We're already in the room. Because remember I'm a chick. Like the difference with me is like,
okay.
it finds me where I am in most cases, you know?
Okay,
so yeah.
Unfair advantage.
Very unfair advantage. Very true. Okay, next question. Would you rather show friends being everyone in this room, every photo in your phone, or read out loud every text you've sent this week?
Text I've sent this week.
Photo.
Both I've sent this week.
I think you'd sit out this game.
I know.
Text I've sent this week.
It's
I
photo
was
for
sick,
sure.
Yes, I've eaten.
Like 200%.
Yes, I'm drinking.
What was your answer?
He said text.
Text.
I sent angry messages this week. So.
Okay.
He sent me a message
Photo.
about bewitching people.
I don't have very, very scandalous nudes. They're actually quite tasteful. So
Noted.
I was going to ask if they're with your cat, but I won't.
no.
With your
I know,
anyway,
right?
This is not the go-to-market
I
strategy.
know.
you say every text.
Of this week, easy money.
Yeah, same. Yeah, even me text.
I was sick.
Hey, does this say text?
Yeah, I said text. I will not give you guys. No.
I think for this one, we also need like Eric as a photographer. Yes, tell us.
We'll bring you to the.
Yeah.
Okay, final question. Only because it amused me a little bit. Would you rather have the superpowers of Iron Man or Batman?
It's good to say.
Iron Man,
I'm
of
gonna
course.
say Iron
Tony
Man,
Stark,
yeah.
come on. He has money.
They
he has
both
a
have
suit.
money.
But you know,
He's richer than
No, the
freaking Batman.
superpower.
They both have
Superpowers,
money.
not the life. Super.
Only
Would you have the
superpowers. I'd
superpower?
rather
But that's
fly
their
than-
superpower.
I know, right?
Is it not?
They have no. They all don't have. So
That's
it's
their
what-
superpower
how
is
they
the
use
money.
No,
No,
fight it. Let me tell you
I'd rather have
why.
Stark.
It's
Stark
the
has
only.
the
It's the only
technology, he
adventure.
has-
I'm sorry, Avenger that I watch because it actually has a story. Like he was in this problem
That's
and
Ian's
figured
favorite
himself
material.
out to get to where he was supposed to go. He didn't. Wasn't that like he was like, let me buy a black cape. It was like, let me figure out a way of fixing, because he had gotten shot or something by one of his guns. He used to be a gun thing or whatever, and then he got shot, and then he's like, let me figure out a way of getting out of this, and then this becomes his superpower. Whereas Batman is like, what does he do? He just
He has a
drives
sad life
around.
story.
Yeah, what
Like-
what movie was that? And you, what's your superpower? I'm rich.
You see, and that's why it made me laugh because I was like, these two don't like have
Yeah, but you see-
superpowers.
Yeah.
It's like
the answer is
But at
rich.
least-
But
at least
for- remember
Iron
for Iron
Man,
Man?
yeah.
What about if you take off the suit? Billionaire, philanthropist,
You see also when
It's an
Iron
interesting
Man
question.
is wearing his suit, he just does this, and then the thing comes like.
Yeah.
No, he had even
But for-
improved. He
for-
just does this on his
But
glasses
for
and
Batman, just first put on his taste.
just to run.
As if Eric steps today.
Put on his cap. You know, like there's too much work, brother.
And you know the problem with Batman, sometimes he has to also take public transport. But this guy just gone.
And also he has decoys, like they just assemble around. So
I mean, Iron Man 3 when they all came.
Yeah.
So
So
the
Iron Man is
superpower,
and then also
the
remember
superpower
that
for me
Batman, he
is
sent one to
resilience.
catch the madam.
Pepper.
Yeah,
And
like
then Madame
the
landed, I was
ability
like,
to just like get through a thing. I mean, I know Batman had the resilience, you know, my parents, all that jazz, but like
Batman was such a
resilience.
sad
That was like
person.
real sob story.
Batman,
for sure.
I like his story
I don't.
because it inspires
What?
regular folk. But
Ooh.
if
That's
you're
irregular.
First of all, he
You
was
people.
never regular.
Who are regular? I know there's no regular there.
But in Batman's defense, he bought off a bank.
What do you mean in his defense?
in his
How does-
parents'
So
money.
it's like he's still.
Yeah,
That's what it is. He's rich.
Yeah,
Like, that's all
that's
he
not even in
has.
his defense.
I would want to buy a bank someday.
Do we still have or what?
I mean, I could give you more, but I don't know how our time is standing.
But Abaasa, we're looking forward to part 3.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We're looking forward.
I think it's helpful if like we spread out so that like a lot more things happen in the industry. Like, we learn a lot more things.
Then we come back.
Then we come back and we're just like USP, DSP, user centric, and like there's because the industry is changing like every single day, and I think it's important what you guys are doing because people learn, you know, like people watch and they're just like, oh, I never looked at Cohen's song that way, or I'd never looked at Navio's work that way, or whatever.
Or Iron Man.
Yeah, or Iron Man, or Nyash or Face, you know, just
Or both.
or both. If you're undecided.
Mark has been sitting on it for ages, waiting for the right platform.
I know.
We want no. That's how we live.
So I think before we close, I'd like for you, Abaasa, to plug your workshop that's coming up.
Okay,
so
okay,
tell
okay.
people let's end and
Will
have,
it be out before Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
even
okay.
if it's not,
So-
we can like do
Over
a
to you.
clip.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So the music business workshop, it's a second version. It's tomorrow. That's if when this episode airs.
Yeah.
18th August. It starts at 2 p.m. We're basically going to cover 4 topics. One is the science of artist management. The next one is digital marketing today, and then the third is distribution and publishing and royalties. And then the fourth is like a Q&A session where we deal with case studies. So we'll be revealing some secrets, no company secrets, but the ones which are public in all the articles, just to try and deconstruct their campaigns and their careers.
So just for people who are going to listen or watch, who can attend? Like, you know, who
artists,
should come through?
musicians, because I found out the musician industry is different from like the music industry. So the
And
guys
you're
who
gonna
play
learn
in
about
band
that. Yeah.
are different from like the guys who record. And
Which they shall
there's some
explain
middle
to
ground,
you
but like
at the thing.
so artists, musicians, record label people, managers. The last time we had a couple of managers, we had a bunch of artists. So so many questions, so we've given it more time. So it's 2 to 6. If you keep time,
Where is it going to happen?
at Alliance Française.
Okay.
Alliance Française.
Alliance Française. Do you remember
Français?
Alliance Française? Anywho.
We went to school together, so we have a
Yeah, you know.
inside joke. But yeah, Alliance Française, Friday 18th. That's tomorrow.
Mama Ian, we also went to school together.
Moving on.
School.
Alliance Française, it's at 2 p.m. It's free entry. It's open to anybody, even just like fans of music or people who are not even just, because the last time we didn't even have only music people. We had like a bunch of designers and animators.
And
So
just basically
it's like
creatives.
creativity, like how do you make
money.
Yeah.
'Cause those are all different things, like how do you manage your talent, how do you market your talent, how do you distribute your talent. So
Okay.
please come through.
Come through.
All right,
Okay.
man.
Come through.
Thanks for coming through, Abaasa. Guys, till the other week. Shouts to Hassan. You're not here, but we hope we did a good job. Issy, Emma, Bruce Lee, and Eric also. Thank you for
Just in case.
And Eric also.
Bye, guys. Catch you next time.
Eric and his pum pum shots.
Ian gets to throw that.